All right, how you doing? This is Mr. S. Anthony Thomas. Happy Saturday night, almost Sunday to you because that's when I'm recording this. Um, I just want to talk to you about sometimes how you have to punch fear in the face. And that sounds weird, but sometimes you got to punch fear in the face. Now, I'm talking to people that are not at the point where they need therapy. I'm not talking about if you need therapy, if there's some kind of major problem that you need help with, that this doesn't apply to you. I'm just talking about someone who probably doesn't necessarily need therapy. It's the kind of thing that you can handle by yourself. That's what I'm talking about. Because a lot of times you'll say these things, but well, why don't you just go to therapy? And if you need therapy, go to it. You might not even know you need to go to therapy. So that I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about just you know regular situations that you can handle yourself. And this is what I'm talking about. Like right now, it's like I said, Saturday night, really really late, and normally I'm doing something, but now I'm home and I'm home by myself. And I have the ability now to literally sit down with nothing on. I could have the TV off, phone off, cell phone off, and just chill and be okay with the thoughts that are going through my head. And if you had asked me to do that 30 years ago when I was in my 20s, not gonna happen. Because what happens is sometimes we occupy ourselves with so many things because we're afraid of those thoughts that are going to come to our head and we don't even realize it. I remember back in the day, I was busy all the time. I was at this comedy club, that comedy club. I would go to this diner at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. Then I go to a girlfriend's house and right, all these kind of things because I was just trying to occupy myself. I didn't want to be alone with my thoughts because I knew what those thoughts were. Subconsciously, I knew what those thoughts were. You're not tall enough. You don't look good enough. You're not funny enough. You're not smart enough. You're not this enough. You're not that enough. Nobody this, that. All these things that were going through my head. And I knew if I was on the stage and people were laughing, if I was with my girlfriend, if I was with my friends, if I had my Walkman on, if I was doing this, if I was doing that, I don't have to hear those thoughts. Those thoughts were drowned out by activities. And it's even easier now because when I was younger, when I was a teenager, there was no internet. Heck, when I was a teenager, only really, really rich people had cell phones. In fact, when I was a teenager, pagers were a thing, maybe teens, early 20s. Pagers were the way that you would communicate with each other, right? Doctors would walk around with pagers, also drug dealers, but that's a different story. So it's really easy to distract ourselves now because we're all scrolling, and looking at that and this social media, this and social media that. So it's even easier to distract yourself away from those thoughts. When I realized what was going on, it happened by accident. I was sitting on a train I was going from New York City, where I was doing some comedy in the city of New York. I was going to Washington, D.C. to do a weekend in Washington, D.C. to do some stand up. And I was on the train and I sat down because the train was just late and everything. And I was going to be fine getting to the next city, but it was late and everybody was dragging their bags around. Had to take the things off the bus or the train, whatever. I think it was a train, and it was just oh god. I get on the train and I had my stuff all packed up. Normally I would take my Walkman out and listen to some Prince music or whatever. I just sat down and I leaned my head against the window because I was tired. And I knew the last stop was Washington. So there was no Washington, D.C. So I wasn't good, like the train was going to go off to Vermont or something. They would just, yeah, get up, sir. It's time to get off the train. Right. So I didn't feel, I felt comfortable going to sleep. And I put my head against the window. And as the train's moving, if you're tired and the train is moving, because I've been on cruise ships too, when a cruise ship is doing all of this crap and you're half asleep, it's like being rocked to sleep by your parent, right? You are going to go into a deep, deep sleep. It's the same thing on the train. I'm just putting my head on the window, right? And I'm thinking I'm going to sleep. And as I'm going to sleep, all the insecurities that I have they'll start bubbling to the surface, all the bad things that people have said that I should have just went the heck with that person or ignore. Or if there's constructive stuff, take the constructive stuff and get rid of the negative stuff. All that stuff started coming and all the bad thoughts. And I realized I didn't have my Walkman on. I didn't have my CD player on. I wasn't listening to anything. It was just me, the sound of the train, and my thoughts. And I realized, wait a minute, man. This is the first time in a long period of time where I just sat down and let my thoughts do their thing. And these thoughts are beating the crap out of me, man. Sometimes those thoughts that you have in your head when you're by yourself are the mental equivalent of a bunch of dudes waiting in an alley to whoop your behind because you owe them money. Okay? And the longer you make them wait, the longer you distract yourself with them thoughts and you don't deal with them, the angrier they get. He's in the bathtub. Oh, he's gonna have a chance to think now, so we're gonna get a chance to. Yeah. Oh crap. He brought his radio into the bathroom, and so he's gonna be listening to music. Okay, all right. There's gonna be a point. There's gonna be a point where we gonna get you. We gonna get you. Oh, it's okay. We gonna get him. We gonna get him. We got nothing but time. We're just his thoughts. It's not like we're actual people who get tired. We never get tired. We're always here waiting on. So your online unk, me, who was your young unk then, because I was in my 20s, early 20s, I got my head on the window, and those thoughts start coming in, man. And I started feeling bad. Oh, you're too short. You don't look good enough. Yeah, you're funny, but you're not as funny as the funniest people. You're not this, you're not that. That girl, she's too good looking for you. You're this, that, all of that garbage that I would completely ignore and laugh at now because I know it ain't true. But back then, it felt kind of true to me. And it felt like those guys finally got an opportunity. Oh, he's on a train right now. He's on a train right now with his thoughts. He's not smart enough to take his bag out and put that music on to distract himself. Get him. And I had to listen to that garbage. And what happened? I started to get a little upset. And instead of being afraid of the thoughts, I started to get an attitude with them. You want some of this? You're too short. I'm average height. You're not funny. I got standing ovations all weekend. She's too pretty for you. Really? Then why is she mine? Exactly. Get your punk asses back in that alley. You ain't doing nothing to me, sucker. At least that's what I thought. They kept coming back. And I had that battle with them for years. And then finally, after many, many battles with those thoughts, I whooped their ass. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have bad thoughts. I don't think I'm less than. I'm looking at myself now. I'm a middle-aged man. I'm in the process of losing weight, but I'm still fat right now. I've never been the most handsome cat in the world, but I'm all right. I'm average, but I'm not like horrible looking, but it's like, I know what the deal is. I know what I am, but I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed of anything, right? So those thoughts don't get to me anymore. They really are minor annoyances at this point. Like a neighbor that mows the lawn at 9 o'clock in the morning when you wanted to sleep till 10 because you were out late. Not really that big of a deal. You just go, oh, he's mowing the lawn. I'll just put some earphones on. I'll just go online and I'll turn on some white noise on YouTube or something and turn it up loud so I don't even hear him anymore. It doesn't matter. It's a minor annoyance. But have you ever done that? Have you ever been in a situation where you literally just sat down in a chair with nothing on and just let your thoughts run through your head just to see whether they're your friend or they're your enemy? At one point, they were my enemy. Now we're kind of friends. You know that neighbor that you say hello to when you're walking in the house and they're walking out. Occasionally you stop by maybe your favorite sports team. You have like the same team and you're talking on your porch to their porch. You don't go to their house. They don't come to your house. But you have, hey, you see that game? Yeah, man, that thing was the thing with the touchdown with the stuff with the thing. Yeah, man, that was great. You have that conversation. In fact, you get to the point where when something like that happens, the great game happens, or something great happens with your sports team, you look forward to seeing them on the porch so you can yell across about how great that was. And maybe eventually one of you invites the other one to the house to watch the game. Maybe one of you has a barbecue and makes it a point to go to that person, knock on the door, hey man, or whatever. Maybe you get their phone, hey man, I'm having a barbecue. Bring yourself over here, man. No, you ain't got to bring anything, man. Okay, if you're gonna bring some chips or some soda, whatever, right? Don't you want to have that kind of friendship with your thoughts? Instead of them telling you that you're not enough this, you're not enough that, you stink, you're nothing, you suck, you blow, you stink, you stink, you stink. Wouldn't it be kind of cool to have those same thoughts go, you know what? That's a good job, man. That was good. But there's something, here's a way you can improve. That was good, but let me show you where I think you could improve because I think you can be even better. Constructive criticism, not tear down. I'm getting to the point where that's where my thoughts are now, right? Because a few years ago, looking like I look and at the age that I am right now, there's no way in hell I would be on camera. No way. But if you notice, I'm on camera now. There was a point of maybe when I started the beginning, this specific weight loss journey, which will be my last weight loss journey. When I get in shape this time, I'm staying in shape. Um, I would have said, man, don't even think about going on camera until you're finished. Don't get on camera until you're in shape. Don't get on camera until you get till you filled, you fix, you close the gap in your front teeth. Don't get on camera until this. Don't get on camera. Get all of that crap. But as I said, as you notice, I'm right here. Because what my thoughts tell me now is, you were a damn good comedian for a long period of time. You retired, but you could go back anytime you wanted to because the people that remember you, which is a lot of them, want you to go back. You're a pretty funny guy. People like your videos, man. You just put up videos to amuse yourself, and then people started liking. And you had you had literally 100 subscribers for a long time, and now you got almost 25,000. How'd that happen? I'd like more, and I think I'll get more. But I'm blessed and happy with the people that are watching this right now and the people that were watching this and that are going to watch this in the future. My thoughts have started to become my friends. And I want that to happen to you. Just try it. See what happens if you turn off. Always watch my videos and always listen to my podcast. There's this podcast here, I guess technically A Few Minutes with Mr. S. Anthony Thomas. Always listen to that, and I have two other podcasts, S. Anthony Says, and the S. Anthony Thomas Show. Make sure you're always listening to those. And self-serving. But after that, after that, just for a little while, 15 minutes, maybe an hour, turn everything off. Be alone with your thoughts. See what they say to you. Find out if they're your friend or if they're your enemy. Find out if you can handle them. And if you can't handle them, go talk. If you have, go talk to somebody, or if you can, get help from a professional. I was very, very fortunate that when my thoughts were the kind of thoughts that were negative, I was able to fight them and kick their ass. I'm fortunate that I was able to do that. Not everybody is, but you should find out what those thoughts are going to say to you when it's nighttime. Because even right now, it's Saturday night. And the reason I'm doing this, and I have this little colorful microphone with the little flashing lights, I'm a big fan of talk radio, which means I probably will go live at some point in the future. And I always liked having that my favorite part of the talk radio when I lived in Los Angeles, when I lived on the East Coast, was when I would listen to talk radio and the guy or the gal would be talking to themselves, talking about themselves, expressing a part of themselves because they loved entertaining their audience and they wanted to converse with their audience and have special moments with their audience, and they would talk to them. And sometimes the show would be maybe the first 15, 20 minutes, maybe as long as a half an hour will be just that person talking directly to the audience, the way I'm talking to you right now. And then later on, there'd be a guest. And sometimes if the guest was good, I'd still listen. But a lot of times, as soon as he goes, okay, and then here's the part that S. Anthony finds interesting and the part that he loves and the part that he looks forward to. And now I'm going to talk to some people he don't give a crap about. You know, you know what I'm talking about. And I always wanted to do that. I always wanted to be able to build an audience and talk to them like this, like I'm doing right now. So for all of you that are, like I said, that are listen to any of my podcasts or listen to this particular video slash YouTube video slash podcast, any of that are listening to this now, or if you're listening to this at some point in the future, maybe I blew up in the future. Maybe I'm some big deal in the future, and you find this video and hey man, this is a video you did X number of times ago. Hey man, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for watching or listening. I appreciate you. You understand? So listen to this voice. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's probably better than you think. If you need help, go get help. If you're like me and you're very, very fortunate enough that you're able to handle it yourself, great. But if not, there's nothing wrong with getting help. Like I said, I had a little therapy when I was a kid. You dig? Just know that your unc cares about you. He really does. Thank you for watching and listening. All right, this is over. Unc S out.